Geoff Marcy is a Berkeley professor who works in a field several light years off the beaten path.
Well, I'm an astronomer and I earn my living by hunting for planets. My research team has been lucky enough to find about 150 planets so far, about half of the known planets in our universe outside our solar system. We have over 300 now total. And we've found Jupiter's, Saturn's, Neptune-sized planets.
This fall, Marcy invited me to join him at Campbell Hall for a late-night search for more of these so-called exoplanets, that is, planets outside of our solar system. And although Berkeley was completely socked in by clouds that night, Marcy wasn't worried.
Yeah, it's kind of odd. You can walk outside, there could be complete cloud coverage, which in fact there is, but it's exquisitely clear on the top of Mauna Kea, and that's certainly all we care about.
It's Mauna Kea that matters, because that's where the telescope is. Tonight, Marcy is sitting at a bank of computers in Berkeley, but he's controlling one of the largest telescopes on Earth, at the Keck Observatory in Hawaii. He works with the telescope operator over a live video hookup.
Oh, that's good. So in other words, you think the seeing is better now?
Looks like it.
Good. Yeah, let me check what I got on the last star.
Although Marcy and his team have found about half of the known exoplanets, he's never seen one. But if he can't see one, how does he know it's there?
Even with the Hubble Space Telescope, you can't really detect the planets, which would be a little reflected dot of light around a nearby host star. So instead we watch the star, and of course a star should wobble in space, move around, because it's being pulled gravitationally by the planet.
Marcy's been at the forefront of the search for planets for more than a decade now. The first known exoplanet was discovered in 1995 by a pair of Swiss researchers, a discovery that Marcy and his student Paul Butler soon confirmed. Within a couple of months, Marcy and his collaborator found the next two planets. More followed, and soon Geoff Marcy was being featured in newspapers, magazines, and on television around the world. But before 1995, Marcy's work faced skepticism from other scientists. In fact, he got his start in planet hunting because of his own doubts about himself. When he earned his PhD from UC Santa Cruz in 1984, his research on a different topic was not going well. Even though he took a postdoctoral fellowship, he was suffering a crisis of confidence.
When I got there, I felt even worse. I thought maybe I'm a failure. And I remember feeling so bad about it that one morning I got up, walked out of bed, went into the shower, and I just languished in the shower with the water pouring down on me, thinking, what am I going to do for the rest of my life? My dream of being an astronomer, I think, is dashed. I'm just not good enough at this. I'm going to have to quit. And I thought, well, if I'm going to quit, I might as well spend the remaining 2 years of my postdoctoral fellowship doing research on something that really captures my heart, something that grabs at me in a human way, answers some question that is not just a hard, cold scientific one, but a human type of question. When I told older astronomers that I was going to hunt for planets around other stars by this Doppler technique, I remember that they would look down at their shoes and scuffle their feet a little bit and change the subject. They felt sorry for me that I was reaching for little green men and pyramid power and some sort of crazy metaphysical effect like, planets and life in the universe that was akin to hunting for UFOs.
But now, Geoff Marcy's got too much going on to dwell on past perceptions. He and his team at Berkeley and Keck are busy checking and rechecking stars to find more planets. He's also working with NASA on the upcoming Kepler mission, which will launch a telescope beyond Earth's atmosphere. Its purpose will be to search for what Marcy calls the Holy Grail, Earth-like planets.
Are Earth-like planets common or rare? We really don't know. We humans live on an Earth, so we think they're common, and we all watched Star Trek and Star Wars where it looked like Luke Skywalker and Captain Kirk had no trouble finding Earths, but that's science fiction. So we don't know whether Earths are common or rare, and in particular habitable Earths, lukewarm planets with some water on the surface but some continents so that technological beings like us can build electronic circuits and rocket ships and violins and perhaps dream of traveling to the stars someday. So we're going to be using the Keck telescope in conjunction with this NASA Kepler spacecraft in the next year or two, hoping to find the first Earth-like planets ever discovered.